Hi folks, coming to you out of COVID-19 lockdown, so this time tasting beers without my normal partner in crime Rob Cass. But today we have for you Feral Brew out of the Cape, Sweet Birthday Baby Blackberry and Raspberry Sour IPA. Feral Brew is a brand we've been waiting to have on Bestcraftbeer for ages. Mike is an Englishman that runs this brand. He doesn't have his own brewery. What he tends to do is run with his inspiration. So he'll come up with something he wants to do, a project beer, whether it's a triple IPA or something a bit out there like this. And he will have it contract brewed at nanoscales typically. We're looking forward to him producing at larger scales because he's always delivering fantastic beers that just go poof in the market. This beer is actually sold out already on our shop. However, I thought it was important that we feature it before it's all gone, because these tasting records kind of serve as a brand's track record, and it helps consumers establish trust or knowledge or feel for a brand. So yeah, before we get into this beer, let's cut to Mike and hear from him what went into this beer, why he made it, where his inspiration came from.
Hey guys, Mike from Feral Brew here. I've just finished home brewing a batch of Florida Weiser, which has just gone into the fermenter here. And I thought it'd be a good time to talk to you about our Sweet Birthday Baby Raspberry and Blackberry Sour IPA that was on the site just recently. Hope you guys managed to get a can, because it's all gone now. But this beer here was actually dreamt up right here in our little homebrew club. One of our homebrewers, Andrew, bought a can that he managed to get hold of from Hudson Valley over in the States, and it was a sour IPA. And yeah, we decided to brew something quite similar at home here together with him and Graham. So we came up with this Blackberry and Raspberry Sour IPA, and it's a style that we hadn't really had before when we tried it. So as you can see, the colour is definitely looks like raspberries and blackberries. A lot of fruit on the nose, but also backed up by some of the hops. We used Enigma in there, and particularly I get that on the nose. Yeah, so pretty tart, refreshing, ideal for the summer weather. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Continue to support Bestcraftbeer. Now more than ever, small independent breweries need your support, and Bestcraftbeer is one of the ways that you can carry on supporting them throughout this lockdown period where the brewers are not getting any income, but you can pre-order your beers on Bestcraftbeer. Cheers.
Okay, so Sweet Baby Birthday, let's get a taste. What are we expecting here? What we know about this beer is it's 6.5% ABV. The ingredients: golden promise wheat, golden naked oats, milk sugar. So lactose, you got oats and lactose to try and take up a certain amount of body and mouthfeel in the beer. It is a sour beer. It would have been kettle soured. The hops are African Queen, Enigma, and Cryo Simcoe. We've got London Fog yeast for the primary fermentation, and obviously Lactobacillus kettle souring. And I know it was hit with 48 kilograms of fruit, whole fruit, in only 180 liters of beer. So that's quite a heavy fruit load, quite an expensive beer to make, and you know, it was priced accordingly, but that's what we expect from Mike at Feral Brew. So what are we expecting from a sour IPA? One thing that two flavors that typically don't go well together are bitterness and sourness. They're not two palate experiences that coexist very well. So often with sour beers or sour IPAs, they don't have the bitterness of an IPA, but they've got the dry hop addition of an IPA. So certainly the aromatics and flavors are there without the bitterness clashing with the sourness. And that's certainly the case here. There's just the tiniest hint of bitterness on the finish, and probably just from dry hop extraction more than anything else. The other thing is you can see like very little head retention. It's not something you typically fuss over too much with sour beers. So Lactobacillus, the bacteria that does kettle souring, that sours the beer for you, is often proteolytic, meaning it breaks down proteins in the beer, and those are head-forming proteins. It could also be a case that compounds in the fruit, because this beer was heavily fruited, are also sort of deleterious to kind of head retention. But it's not something you typically need to worry too much about or expect on sour beers, especially sort of long-aged sours. But it's certainly got all the prickle. The carbonation is there. I can see, quite small bubbles feeding up the glass. I still haven't been able to nail exactly what that flavor is. That is nostalgic for me. That's throwing me back to my childhood. But an absolutely fantastic beer from Mike at Feral Brew. I want to try and get him to do bigger batches, be able to move some of his niche beers faster and give him confidence to do bigger batches. Certainly, maybe something big like a pastry stout that has a long shelf life that we can list and get to a wider audience, because I think Feral Brew deserves to get out there more, and beer lovers get excited by sort of exploratory projects like this. So we look forward to that. Thanks for listening. Cheers.